I have made some bad mistakes in my time, but that's the breaks, and I'll bet I've had way more fun than you.
Well, hello there, and welcome again to another edition of Kip Does Stuff. Today I'm going to be building a bench for my lathe. I found a bunch of 2x6s in the old shed, a nice piece of about 2 foot by 4 foot plywood, and I've got some other old pieces of wood and some screws and bolts that I'm going to use to put together. So let's get started. Okay, we'll start on the radio arm saw, cross-cutting a couple 2x8s to 44 inches. Okay, without way too much fooling around, I finally got my saw indexed to 10 degrees. Most legs for tool stands and such are set at 15 degrees, but I want mine at 10 because I don't want it to have a huge footprint. So, let's cut our first angle at 10 degrees. Okay, I want the length of the leg to be 32 inches, so I've marked my piece and I've lined it up with the edge of the cut in this curve here, and hopefully that'll give me the 32 inches I want. If not, heck with it, we'll just make all 4 legs off of this one. I did really good, cut right on the line. So we'll just make all the legs match this. Okay, next I've moved the saw out so I get this larger panel on it. It's actually about 4 pieces or 5 pieces of wood glued together into one large panel. It's not plywood, so yay me. Let's rip this at about 11.5 inches. And the remaining panel will just cut right down the center, or rip right down the center. Okay, a couple of these pieces had pretty good sized cracks in them. This one had a crack in the end that I knew about well in advance. And this piece had a deformity in the center, and then when I pushed off the saw, it fell on the floor and broke. So I'm going to glue both of these up, and we'll wait a few hours before we continue. Okay, while we're waiting for the glue to dry on those panels, we've got several countersinks and through holes to make on the legs themselves, so let's start on those. Okay, the reason we're drilling these separately is because, for lack of resources, I don't have enough lag bolts to put this together of all one size. So I'm using 2 different size lag bolts, which means I've got to have 2 different size counterbores to fit the 2 different sockets that will fit on those lag bolts. So here's hole number 2. Okay, now we can drill all the through holes, excuse me. Okay, thanks to a neglectful attitude, all my battery drills are dead, so I'm charging the battery. So while I'm waiting on that, I'm going to cut off these bad edges for some drawers I salvaged a few years ago. Okay, two of these will be used as end supports, and one of these will be used for part of the motor mount. I also need a square piece of plywood here. I'm going to use it for part of the motor mount. It will be the adjuster, so I can use all three sizes of my pulley. Okay, let's put the first lag bolt in. It's a 3/8 inch lag bolt, about 2.5 inches long. That should do most of our holding for us. Okay. Now we'll drill out and put the second one in there. Okay, now let's go ahead and do the other side and do the other set of legs. Okay, now we got both sets of legs finished here. They're just leaning against one another. Now we'll put the top plate on in position, screw it down on one side, and then we'll screw it on to the other. Okay, the next step is to make the cross supports that go on here. And I've decided to just pretty much slap it up against the back of these and draw on the back of them. So let's go. Okay, now I'll clamp these two pieces here in place, and I'll try to take out all the wobble I can before I put the screws in. Okay, I've got the end pieces on, and it's very non-wobbly, which is just perfect for me. So I'm going to drill and screw those in place. Okay, I've decided to give these a slight countersink for the lag bolts to be putting in here. Okay, all the through holes and countersinks are drilled. Now let's put in all these lag bolts. Okay, there's everything done. Let's take these clamps off now. And it's still pretty steady. Let's get the front and back supports put on. Okay, now we'll put these cross pieces on where they belong. Start with this one in the front. one. This back one is the same, so we'll just skip that. Okay, this has turned out pretty good. Getting pretty late and I'm getting tired, so I'll mount the lathe and tomorrow we'll mount the motor off the back here. Okay, we'll try to get it square to the front as best we can. Get it back about 2 inches and set back about 2 inches on this end. So let's drill and put some lag bolts in. Okay, there we go. We've got the lathe bolted down this table now, or bench or stand or whatever you want to call it. Tomorrow I think I'll go out and get longer lag bolts so I can be sure to get a good bite into this leg and be able to put washers on the end. And then we'll mount the motor on the rear.